Hello, everybody. This is Chuck Carnevale, co-founder of FastGraphs, the fundamentals analyzer software tool, aka Mr. Valuation. In today's video, I'm going to look at something that I think is very important and very interesting. Investing in common stocks can be a very unpredictable endeavor. Stock prices are very volatile, and when you look at a stock price line on a chart, it's always a very nervous-looking line. Earnings are less unpredictable, or more predictable, if you will. But there are many companies that have some ups and downs in their earnings as well. Not quite as volatile as stock prices, but still there can be a lot of variation and volatility in earnings. But then for many stocks, and not all, but for many stocks, the most predictable line, for example, you look at on a fast graph, will be the dividend line, or the growth of dividends over time. So in an uncertain world, when you're looking for as much predictability and certainty as you can, I'm going to argue with this video that dividend growth stock investing is the ticket. It is the most predictable way that you can invest for long-term success. And how you measure and judge that success is also important. And the way you do that is you don't focus on price or short-term price volatility. You focus on long-term dividend growth. So let's go ahead and get into the FastGraph Fundamentals Analyzer software tool, and let's look at a couple of portfolios that I've put together here that are actually real portfolios. And I'm using one which is a quintessential example, and I'm using one which is less quintessential, but yet both of them you're going to see produce very predictable results. So let's go ahead and get into the FastGraph. The first portfolio I'm going to look at, I'm going to call it Sample A for Income. Now this is a real portfolio that has produced some pretty good results. Its average double-digit rates, and FastGraphs allows you to measure what the stocks have done. It's a $1.328 million portfolio. It has a current yield of 3.61%. And the idea here is we're going to be looking at whether this portfolio actually succeeded and met the goals and objectives of the investor designing the portfolio. Now, the objective here is growth of income. So let me set some precedents here for you. Let's look at a stock like Eastman Chemical. Okay, and when you look at this stock on a fast graph, you can see that the earnings are rather volatile. When I put weekly closing stock prices on the graph, you can see that stock prices are extremely volatile. But the one line on the graph that is not very volatile, although a little bit, but not very volatile, that's the most predictable, the one that you can rely on the most, is this gold line, which is the dividends. And you can see this company paid a consistent dividend for 4 or 5 years, Eastman Chemical. Then they rose their dividend, and they rose their dividend successfully for several years thereafter. All right, and the dividend kept increasing. So the point I want to make is when you look at stock price and the price is rising or falling, the orange line represents value. Had you bought this stock when it was trading at fair value, and we'll say at the beginning of this graph here, we'll call that fair value. Okay, your rates of return varied tremendously. So if we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years out here, you would have actually lost 7% of your money. Okay, but notice that you did receive a $1,457 in dividends because the dividend stayed the same even though the price was changing. And the important point here is that the dividend is paid on the number of shares you own. That's the most relevant point, not what the price is doing. So even though the price is going through all these variations, your dividend income didn't. So let's look at performance here. And this is based on a $10,000 investment, okay, invested at the beginning of 2005 here. And as you can see, the company didn't raise their dividend for several years, but then they did raise it. And you can see that their yield on cost started out at a relatively subdued. And let me change the order here of this. Let me go for oldest first. Okay, we started out with a 3%, we'll call it a 3% dividend yield. And that stayed a 3% dividend yield when the company didn't raise its dividend for 4 or 5 years. But then as you got into the later years, by the time you got to 2024 or 25, you were getting double-digit yields on your cost. So your income had increased dramatically from just a few $100s a share to over $1,000 a share. And this is one stock based on a $10,000 investment. But the point is, the number of shares that were purchased with that $10,000 in December of 2004, okay, bought 346 shares. And I want you to notice, because I'm not reinvesting the dividends here, the 346 shares held true to form. So the income that you generated, the cumulative total income that you generated over this time frame was basically over $13,000, almost double what you'd have got in the S&P 500, because it started out with a higher yield than you could have got in the S&P 500. But that was very, very predictable. The next stock we're going to look at is Cummins. This is the diesel manufacturer. And once again, we see some cyclicality in earnings. They're more predictable than we saw with Eastman Chemical, but they're not perfectly predictable. But in this case, we look at the dividend, and the dividend is almost perfectly predictable. So if you're looking for a guaranteed result, this is as close as you're ever going to get in investing. There are no guarantees in investing. But looking at a very predictable dividend that's growing each year is a lot more predictable than trying to guess where the stock price is going to turn in the next week or month or 3 months or year for that matter. Ultimately, the price is going to go where the earnings go. But the earnings are not that predictable either. But the dividend income is very predictable. Looking at performance of a company like Cummins, and we get the same answer here. We start out with a very low dividend yield, but their dividend grew at a much faster rate. It grew at double-digit rates than we saw with Eastman Chemical. And you started out getting like a couple of $100 a share, but then by 2025, you're getting over $3,000 a share. Dividend growth is the most predictable and what you can count on aspect of investing in stocks. And then we'll look at the utility stock, Eversource Energy. We got very, very predictable earnings growth here at about just under 6%. Okay, we also have a very predictable rate of dividend growth. When I go look at performance of this stock, what I want you to see is that the dividend grew by an average of about 7%. That's a little over 7%. The compounded growth rate was 7.75%. That's very consistent with the growth of earnings of this company over this time frame. I want to make that clear. If I look at the historical graph, we had about 6%, so that's very, very consistent with the growth of the company and what happened to the dividend. But the income was very, very predictable. When I put stock price on the graph, once again, we see a lot of volatility. We see a period where the price got significantly overvalued and nothing happened in terms of price action for 3 or 5 years here, 5 or 6, 7, 8 years, if you want to look at it that way. But yet the dividend kept growing. So had you bought the stock when it was undervalued and you were looking at performance, you went through this period where you've seen the performance drop, but you actually ended up making some really good money. You more than doubled or close to doubled the income you could have got from the S&P 500. Now, you didn't grow as much because this is not as much of a growth stock as the S&P 500, but you did it with a lot less risk than the S&P, and what you did was you increased your income. So these are just 3 stock examples of a real cyclical, a moderately cyclical, and a very consistent growing company. Okay, I'm just showing you how the dividends work. But now we have a new feature on Fast Graphs, and I wanted to introduce that and show you, because the key here is if you go into the income section here, and I'm going back 5 years is all, in 2021, this particular portfolio generated $38,892 in income. In 2022, it generated $44,209. In 2023, it generated $46,305. Then in 2024, $46,608. And then in 2025, $47,613. And it's forecast to generate $48,000 in 2026 or this year and over $50,000 next year. Now, the key here is what's predictable about this is the fact that your income increased every year. And so if you were looking for income, and if this was enough income to meet your needs on a $1 million portfolio with a current yield of 3.6, but you had a yield on cost that was better than that, if you remember what I showed you, you're getting a raise in pay every year, and it has nothing to do with the stock price and nothing to do with the volatility of the stock prices. Now, I can go real quickly show you that the types of stock this particular portfolio did. It had 15 stocks, and you can see a lot of them are really familiar and good names, including Philip Morris or Altria, the Altria Group, Oklahoma Gas and Electric, Omega Healthcare, which was another REIT. You have Aflac, and you also have some losers in the portfolio like Whirlpool, okay? But the point I'm getting at is in spite of all the volatility, if I went to the gains or losses here, I have losses in Whirlpool, Bristol-Myers, and Smucker, and I have gains in all the rest of the stocks. But what I do have, regardless of all that, is I have a portfolio that's producing me a raise in pay every single year. Now let's go to the second portfolio. This is a more quintessential example, because before I leave that, let me go back. I had 5% dividend growth here. So over this 5-year period, I got about 22% growth. All right, our compounded annual growth rate of 4.5%, including the estimates. Okay, so I've got, we'll say 4.5 to 5% dividend growth or income increase. And generally speaking, that would fight inflation. But the real point I'm trying to stress here is that this is predictable, not perfectly. The companies can cut their dividends, but if you're focused on the dividend income of really great dividend paying stocks, then the companies that have long histories of paying dividends and do it consistently, if you're looking for some predictability, investing for dividend growth is the answer. Now, this portfolio grew dividends much faster. In this portfolio in 2020, this is a larger portfolio with approximately a similar yield, 3.35%. In 2021, this generated $32,000 in income, but then the income grew by almost 15% in 2022 to $37,000. Then it grew by 8% to $40,000. Then it grew by 4% to $41,000. Then it grew by 54% in 2025. And there are a lot of reasons for that, but we're looking at $76,000 in income in 2026 and over $80,000 on a $2 billion portfolio, roughly. So the point I'm getting at is if you're looking for that raise in pay, if you're an income investor living off your portfolio, by investing with dividend growth stocks, I don't want to say you want to ignore price volatility, but you could withstand it and recognize that your company's probably going to raise its dividend regardless of whether or not the price was high, low, or whatever. When I look back at a stock like Eversource Energy, this is a classic example. I look at this stock and it went through a period where we had this really terrific performance after we bought it when it got overvalued at a relatively extreme level, averaged over 15% a year, held on when it became reasonably valued. And now I'm getting about 9% a year. So I had all this volatility. So that changed my rates of return dramatically. But the point of the video and this message is the income kept rising despite what was going on with the stock price. Okay, so investing for dividends is not necessarily perfectly predictable. But anyway, I'm going to argue that it's the most predictable way that you can invest your money. And so if you're in retirement or approaching retirement, I've had a lot of clients and a lot of people shift from a growth stock orientation to an income stock orientation because they're looking for peace of mind, they're looking for predictability, and most importantly, they're looking for an income stream that can fight inflation every year. And a well-constructed dividend growth portfolio can do that. Now, there's 100 different ways or infinite different ways to build one of those. It really depends on your own unique goals, objectives, and risk tolerances. But the one characteristic that all of them should look for is a predictable rising stream of income. So dividend growth stock investing is not perfect necessarily, and it's not totally predictable, but it's probably as close as you're going to get to getting some guaranteed financial success is to focus on the most predictable aspect of investing in a common stock, which is the dividend. Anyway, it's been Chuck Carnevale. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a like, ring the bell, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you haven't subscribed to Fast Graphs, take a look at Fast Graph. This new income feature that we've added that I've kind of highlighted in today's video allows you to keep track of your income and your dividends as well as the performance of your stock portfolio. It's very powerful and it's getting better constantly. I'm really proud of our development team that continuously build a better product for our subscribers. Anyway, thanks for watching and look forward to my next video with you.